this later so that we can continue to share information about Kettering College's new MSN program. So my name is Jessica Beans. I am the Associate Dean of Enrollment. So I work a lot with prospective students. I'm just here to greet you tonight and kick things off. A couple things to note is I'm going to be managing the chat. So for those of you that do have questions, feel free throughout the evening, put them in the chat. We're actually going to hold some till the end, have a good discussion at the end. If there's something that doesn't get discussed, we would definitely like to tailor this session for what you all want to talk about in regards to the program. And our program chair, Dr. Orion, is going to be presenting tonight about details of the program. It is brand new to Kettering College. We are very excited about this opportunity. We're excited about how this opportunity is going to further careers of any of you on the chat. Some might be actually interested in starting right away, which we hope to talk to you about a very practical next step. We're admitting a class starting in January. If that's something you're interested in, we can give you that. Some of you may be just looking for general information in the future. Is it time for me to go back to school? And maybe I want to do that at a later date. Some of you might be managers yourself, and you're just looking for information to share back with your team. Maybe you're looking to communicate this back. For whatever reason you joined us tonight, we're really grateful that you did, and we hope that this is a practical and a good information session for you. So Dr. Orion, why don't you go ahead and share about our program, and I will be managing the chat.
Sounds great. I'm going to share my screen here and we'll get this set up so that you all can see. Can everybody see my screen there?
Yes.
I'm getting a nod from Jessica. Perfect. So hi, I'm Dr. Nicole Orion. I'm chair of the MSN program here at Kettering College. I'm also so excited to welcome you all to this information session about our master's program. Like Jessica shared, we're launching in January. But just in case you might be new to Kettering College, I want to start out by sharing a bit about the college with you. Kettering College is located in a suburban campus in Dayton, Ohio, right next door to Kettering Medical Center. Kettering College offers certificate programs, 2-year Associate of Science degrees, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees in physician assistant studies, and also nursing, as well as an occupational therapy doctorate. Our story really began when Kettering College and the Medical Center were founded by Eugene Kettering, who was the inventor Charles F. Kettering's son. And he and his wife, Virginia, donated 35 acres of family property to the medical center and the college. Clear back in 1967, when it all began, the college had about 100 students that were enrolled as the first freshman class. Today, Kettering College has more than 800 students who've chosen our campus for their healthcare-focused education, really determined and focused to make a difference in the lives of others. Now, while the places and the spaces are certainly important, at Kettering College, it's really all about our people. Faculty and staff are dedicated to creating an enjoyable, productive, mission-based learning experience for our students. And our students are really experiencing personal and professional growth while they achieve their educational goals. So let's chat specifically about the MSN program. We're officially launching in January 2024. The MSN program is designed to prepare nurses for leadership roles in our rapidly changing healthcare environment. We're currently accepting applications for this January cohort, like Jessica said. Now, the MSN curriculum, it's asynchronous online. There are 39 credit hours in the program, which includes 460 practicum or clinical hours and 10 service learning hours spread out over 6 semesters or 2 years of study. We'll hold classes in spring, fall, and summer semesters. The curriculum is built on the professional practice foundation of the American Organization for Nursing Leadership, or AONL, Nurse Manager Leader Competencies. And you can see here on the slide, core content includes leadership, health promotion, organizational behavior, systems management, HR, ethics, and so on and so forth. Courses are led by experts in both nursing and healthcare leadership, as well as educational administration and curriculum design. In fact, even some of our own Kettering health nurse leaders will be leading out and teaching these courses. We're really excited about that. Our curriculum is very intentionally built on those AONL competencies, but it's also very intentionally built on nursing and nursing leadership the Kettering way, with faith-based infusion and values alignment, in addition to all the best practices and really amazing mentors. Now, you might be wondering about the practicum or clinical experiences. These are going to be ranged with healthcare facilities close to the student's geographic area. That might be at Kettering Health if you're located in Ohio and looking to experience amazing mentors there. If you're located somewhere else, it'll be where you are located. Really, these clinical and practicum experiences are intended to bridge the theory and the research with practicum hands-on application for students to collaborate with the course professor and their preceptors to design experiences that are individualized for their own professional development. Those leadership practicum hours are going to be in a capacity that's beyond the student's current employment to really broaden that experience. And students might choose preceptors like a chief nursing officer, or maybe a manager or an educational expert, a nurse executive. They might also be looking for some type of interprofessional education that might be in collaboration with professionals or leaders in other areas like human resources or finance management, patient safety, process excellence, research, quality improvement, and so on and so forth. So lots of different options there. Now, a bit overwhelming because it's a lot of information on the slide, but I know that nurses like to know the details. So here is the program of study for the master's degree. You'll see the core concepts I mentioned before reflected in the courses. You can see the 6 semesters and the courses for each one broken down there. Over in the column a little bit closer to the right, you can see the course length. Now, several of the courses are designed as 7-week courses, and then some of the later courses are designed as full semester courses. And that is very intentionally built because those full semester courses will most frequently include some type of clinical hours or specific coursework that we want students to have adequate time to complete. And again, this program is scheduled to be completed in 6 consecutive semesters or a 2-year time frame. Now, you'll notice the final course in the curriculum, the MSN Capstone Project. That course is implementation of a quality improvement project designed by the student to address a clinical need. We are going to begin working on that project in the first course of the curriculum, and we'll work on it in different courses throughout the curriculum until we implement and finish the project in that final course. Then the student will write up their results, present their results publicly, but a thesis is not required for this master's degree. Another interesting component is that graduates will be academically prepared to sit for the Certified Nurse Leader and Manager certification exam through AONL when the graduate meets the eligibility requirements that they have for work experience. Our MSN program is approved by the Higher Learning Commission, which is our Kettering College regional accreditor, and it's also approved by the Ohio Department for Higher Ed. We're in the candidacy process for nursing accreditation through ASEN, the Accreditation Commission for Nursing Education, and then that will retroactively apply once that status is achieved. Now, we do plan to admit students twice per year, January and August, and these are the admission requirements. We'll be looking for a completed BSN from a regionally accredited higher education institution with a minimum of a 3.0 GPA on that 4.0 scale. We're also looking for an active unencumbered license as a registered nurse in the state where the student practices and where they intend to complete their practicum hours. Also, a personal statement, including how the applicant's nursing career goals align with our MSN program of study, will be included in the application for admission. And then an applicant whose native language is not English will provide proof of English proficiency regardless of their current residence. And there are many different options how students can demonstrate this proficiency if it applies to you. You may also be wondering about the costs of the program. I personally prefer to call it a financial investment for the next step in achieving your professional goals, but nonetheless, it's important to know. So courses are priced at $600 per credit hour. which brings the total tuition cost for the MSN program to $23,400. Now, we do encourage the Kettering Health employees to apply for education assistance, as the total cost of our program is quite close to the EdCore allowance for Kettering Health employees. And then other minor student expenses include a laptop computer for those online classes, books or course resources, a lab coat that will be worn for those leadership clinical experiences, and then a Castle Branch account. Also, new and exciting news from just today, we're in the process of applying to become part of the Nurse Education Assistant Loan Program through the Ohio Department of Higher Ed. And that program is a forgivable loan program that provides financial assistance for Ohio nursing students that are enrolled in an approved nursing program at an approved institution. So more to come on that in the future, but we're pretty excited at the opportunity. So then, what's next? Next steps really include applying at the link on the slide. Jessica will drop the link in the chat. Now, if you're ready to begin in January, we want to make sure that you are set up for success, so apply soon. We do have available seats in the first cohort. We're accepting applications now. We're eager for you to apply. We're excited that you're here tonight. The deadline for January admission is December 1st, but we do have some flexibility for students who are in the process when that date rolls around. We just want to make sure that you can get everything done so that you're ready to start on January 8th. Now, if beginning in August feels a bit more realistic for you, we are going to be accepting applicants for that cohort very soon. That application will open up on December 1st when the application for January admission closes. Certainly, the next step then, once accepted, students will complete the acceptance checklist that comes with the admission letter. That's those little things like financial clearance, ordering your lab coat, registering for classes, purchasing books, and then all students will participate in an online orientation and then start classes. The first course is called Professional Identity and the Leader Within. It's a 7-week course, and I get to teach it, so I'm really excited to get to meet students in that course. We are truly, truly excited to launch the MSN program at Kettering College. We hope to be part of your educational journey. The faculty and I are really eager to meet you, to educate, mentor, and partner with you to empower this next generation of nursing leaders. Certainly, if you are as excited as I am, if you're ready to take that next step, use the link in the chat to apply to the program. If you have more questions before applying, my email address is right here on this slide. I welcome any opportunity to connect with you. And certainly, if you have more questions following, the information that I've shared here tonight, we are here and happy to answer those questions live on the chat or personally after the meeting as well. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all of you who have come and look forward to some more chatting now.
Thank you, Dr. Orion.
Absolutely.
Love that. So we will not keep you long. For those that need to head home for the evening, or if you're still working in some way, we don't want to continue, as we hope that answered a lot of your high-level questions. But for those that would like to stay around and would like some more information, we went through a lot of stuff really quick. But one thing we pride ourselves on is that we're a small college where we work very closely with our students. So if you have a time for a chat, a question that you want to put in the chat, go ahead and put it now or unmute and we can answer those for you. I can also kind of prompt a few of our most commonly asked questions for Dr. Orion as well. And we'll take just a couple minutes answering any of those. So one thing that's not in the chat, but I will kind of have a discussion, Dr. Orion, with you, is when you do click on the application link, if you're ready to apply, you can create a login. So use an email that you'll be able to use over and over again, because that'll be the one that you can start your application. If you're not quite done with it, you can come back later. You can always kind of address it and submit it. And then Dr. Orion, after a student applies, can you just at a high level know like what they expect? Because I know you reach out right away and have a conversation with them. So just kind of what they can expect, just at a very high level.
Yeah, absolutely. After they apply, then like you shared right away, I'm reaching out to that student to talk a little bit about their own experience, what they're looking for in a program, to let them know a little bit more about Kettering College and answer any questions they might have. We ask that they submit their official transcripts from any institutions of higher learning that they have attended in the past to our admissions office directly, either via email or mail. And then once that's been received, our admissions committee processes that application right away, makes an admission decision, and then we're reaching out to the student to let them know. Then they start on that acceptance checklist. So it's just a short matter of time between when the transcripts have been received and we're making those decisions so that the students can start on the next steps in the process.
Yeah, that's great. And we don't have an application fee. So
Correct.
some master's programs that you might be considering, you need to pay to apply. We're trying to make ours really accessible. So you don't need to pay to apply for Kettering College.
Absolutely. Yes, correct.
And then one other thing I want to mention, no questions in the chat yet. So remember, get your questions in here and I will make sure to ask them. One thing that I do want to mention is Dr. Orion did mention education assistance. If you work at Kettering Health, if you work in a different institution outside of Kettering Health, ask your HR if they have an educational benefit for something like this as well, because we would accept any outside scholarships that would come in through any institution you might be working towards. We can work with that. If you work in Kettering Health, and you want to know, wait a minute, how do I know where to start that process? Where do I even begin? There is a health stream. If you go into the intranet, into the health stream, and if you look up education assistance, that walks you through everything you need to know, who to talk to, how to get that application in. So that way you could apply for Kettering College and then education assistance at the same time to request education assistance help cover your bill at Kettering College. One question came in, I'd like to read it. Can you choose to only take classes in the fall and spring semesters and take the summer off? So can you talk about sequencing?
Yes, absolutely. So because the courses are, or the cohorts are designed to start in the spring and in the fall, we don't offer every course every semester. And so a student could choose to take classes in the fall and in the spring. However, that would affect the timing of their graduation or their academic plan, because not every course is offered every semester. The curriculum really is designed to be a continuous progression, because like I shared, we're working on building that capstone project from the first course all the way through the curriculum. So if a student got off sequence, that could potentially be more difficult. But every student situation is a little bit different. I'm always, willing to talk with a student personally and consider, an alternate academic plan if need be.
Yeah, and Dr. Orion read that the courses that are accelerated are 7 weeks long. So you would do 2 7-week courses back to back when those are your kind of 7A, 7B.
Yes.
Now, you talked about a full semester. Dr. Orion, is that the 15 weeks then that they could expect?
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
okay. So you're either
Absolutely.
looking at 7 weeks as an accelerated course or 15 weeks. And there are natural breaks in the semesters that would follow the calendar year of higher ed. So there's a natural break for Christmas. There's a natural break. There's kind of a week between certain semesters. So if you're somebody who's really wanting more specifics to drill down into that, that's when you would work with Dr. Orion. You can look over the year in advance and see when those semesters start, when you would do the 7 weeks versus the 15 weeks. And all of them have natural breaks between, depending on the holiday season and when the semester starts and ends.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I see that someone also in the chat is asking, are there more online classes or hands-on classes? That's a great question. So all of the coursework, or the theory part of the courses, is going to be online asynchronous, which means that you don't have to log in at a specific day or time to listen to a lecture or participate in a class. You're going to log into that course and complete the requirements independently, individually, in your own free time. There are modules that will be set up on a week-to-week schedule. So there are assignments that are due on given days within a week. So it's not a self-paced course. It is a course we're moving through together as a group, but there aren't required synchronous login times. Now, the courses, there are 4 that have clinical or practicum hour requirements. Those hours are completed in person with a preceptor typically of the student's choice. And of course, we work with you on that. It doesn't mean that you are going to be physically in the presence of your preceptor for each hour that you need to complete practicum hours. You'll also be working on activities or projects with them, perhaps completing reading or other things that will count toward those hours, but the practicum hours are your in-person or hands-on time, if you will. Great questions.
Yes, and if there's any last ones, put them in the chat here. I'll take one more, but in the meantime, I am going to put my email in the chat. Nicole, do you mind putting yours as well?
Yeah.
And then I'm also putting our general admissions email address. That means you have 3 points of contact. Nicole is the program chair for specific program questions, course load, sequencing, advising. Myself and the admissions team, the admissions email, we can help you if you're having any problems with your application, you need help logging in, you want some feedback on like, how do I request transcripts, any part of the admissions process to help you out with the paperwork. We are a really good touch point for that. So you have 3 different contacts for us after today. All right, one final question. Could you say again how many practicum hours are required?
Yeah, absolutely. We've built 460 hours into our curriculum, and let me tell you why. This master's degree is part of an even bigger project that we'll be launching hopefully in the coming years with a Doctor of Nursing practice degree focused in executive leadership. And as such, to graduate with a doctorate, you need to have 1,000 post-baccalaureate clinical hours to achieve a doctoral degree in nursing practice. So when we were building our master's degree, we intentionally built the number of clinical hours to pair with the MSN to DNP degree so that our students won't have to complete any extra hours, residency hours is what it's called at the doctoral level, to achieve that DNP. So if you're looking for the long-term goal of finishing a doctoral degree, that terminal degree in nursing, this is the stair step to that. And those clinical hours are built into our courses. We even include 180 clinical hours just for the capstone project. And so you'll be naturally completing that time as you work on other projects. I think it'll work well for professionals who are already working most of the time, probably full-time jobs. So we've got that in mind, and have been really intentional about those clinical hours. So that's kind of the why behind the number.
Great question.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we will wrap up. I will leave you with one reminder that if this is something really intriguing and you've been waiting for this MSN as your next step, know that, like Dr. Orion said, we do have seats in our first cohort ever starting this January. So if you were to contact us right after this, we stay in touch. Basically, let us know I'm serious about wanting to start right away. We can walk you through that process. We are trying to get as many as possible, get that application in by that first week of December. And the reason is our semester starts on January 8th. So to set any students up for success, I know the holidays are coming up and people are thinking of Thanksgiving, and the last thing you're thinking about is, oh man, am I ready to jump in? But if you are and you want to take that first step, we could process you pretty easily and quickly. We just need to know about your interest. And the reason we want to get at least that application and get started by that first week of December is so that you're set up for success to start classes on time. We get everything done ahead of time so that you are ready to start. For those that aren't quite ready to start, this upcoming semester, like Dr. Orion said, our next semester that we're going to be starting is in August. So you can keep in touch with us until that time. But we would absolutely love to have anyone that's interested in our inaugural cohort this January.
Absolutely. Yes.
You all have been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for your questions. As I said, you have our contact, so please let's stay in touch. And I really look forward to seeing if this is something that you all pursue for your careers. And we look forward to talking more soon. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, you're welcome.